Good morning, and this is my effort very quickly, but I think completely to show you how as a student you can use the Bridgeportedu.net webpage to perform many more functions than you probably are right now. So let me get to it. I click the Internet Explorer here, minimize Teams. And you'll see I'm at the website called www.bridgeportedu.net. And because I've already signed in with my email this morning, just like you would sign in with yours, the student ID at bridgeportedu.net, and your password is your birthday, it would look like this. So I'd like you to think of this. Press right here on your main page, Office 365. You have incredible capabilities here, and some of the students use them, but I think you could use them a lot more. So let's take a look at this. If you look here, it says good morning. Okay, has my name up here, like it'll have your name there. Okay, that happens to be my student ID. We won't worry about anything else there. There's other things we can do. Let's look over here. Word, Excel, PowerPoint, some of you might be using. But I want to focus on 3 items here that we could use a little bit more. First is Outlook. Now, why would I want to use Outlook? Most of you kids use Snapchat, Instagram, whatever. But adults, and I'm loosely considered an adult, use Outlook. When I click Outlook, you'll see all my email here. All my email, anybody in the world who sends to me an email that says, using my address, alandry@bridgeportedu.net, it'll come here. It'll come here just like, I'm trying to think, just like if they were standing in the South Pole, they were standing in Africa, standing in China, it would come here. So let's take a look at what we have here. I sent to myself an email yesterday with a picture. Because people say, Mr., how do we get pictures onto our computer? The best way to do it, in my opinion, is through email. Okay, there's certain types of iClouds. If you have an Apple, you can do it. But with a Windows computer, I think it's email. So here's an email I sent to me. I click it here, and what does the email look like? It's my picture. There we go. I used it for a project I was working on, okay? So it was just a selfie. So what I will do, since it's my picture, I will right-click it. I'll save the image. The image will go to a folder. In this case, it says 16 frame Rhino. I'll put it in pictures just for the sake of argument, okay? And I'll call it Mr. Landry. And I just label it, and there it goes. So right now, on my computer, there's a file called Mr. Landry in the Photos section. So if I wanted to bring it into Sketchpad, and I've talked about that, how to bring files, I'll just do it here, Sketchpad. And what you'll see here is I go into Sketchpad. What do I have here? And there we go. Okay, that's my picture there. You see I did that for Father's Day. I'll do a new portrait picture. Create it, and let's see what we got here. I'll bring a clip art. I'll load my own image. I'll find it under pictures, and I think we'll find Mr. Landry. And there's my picture. So I literally could edit this picture. There we go. I'm not going to save it. So you see it's in Sketchpad, and that's it. So that's how you get a picture from your phone into your computer. You could use it in PowerPoint, Sketchpad, or any number of programs. There it is. So that's your email. So if somebody says to you, please send it to what is your email, Amir, or what is your email, Jasleen? It's your student ID at bridgeportedu.net. Of course, they don't need to know your password. You need to know it. But if you log in the morning, you'll get this Office 365. This is what you'll see. We won't go into Word, Excel, or PowerPoint. I think PowerPoint is useful. Next thing I want to talk about is called OneDrive. Now, OneDrive is a network cloud storage. It's not here. It's not on your computer. It's not in Reed School. It is in a location that we don't know. Could be in Omaha. It could be in Europe. It could be in Nigeria. We really don't know. Wherever Microsoft keeps its servers, and there's a whole bunch of servers is where it is, because you, by logging in using your ID and password, have access to something called a OneDrive. OneDrive is a network drive that you can access from work. I mean, what I call work, school here, easily. You can access from home. So if you're working from home, you could save documents to OneDrive. If you're on vacation in Florida or Puerto Rico or Texas, you can access it from there. Access it from anywhere in the world. As long as you go to Bridgeportedunet, put in your name and password, you have access to the OneDrive. And I find it to be very useful because it's a way to share files, okay? Way to work from home, but come into school and know my files are here. So for example, you'll see I've sorted them, and I'm not here to talk about all these features, but I sorted them by name. Numbers are first. You see A, B, and so on, okay? By the same token, I could sort it the other way. So the Z should come up to the top. I think, okay, work from home, we beat the street, Washington's birthday, you see that. So this is our OneDrive. It's not on our computer. So let's take a file from our computer, put it on OneDrive, okay? If you go to new anywhere on the planet Earth, it'll give you a new of everything you need to do. In this case here, I'm going to hit new folder. And since today is June 9th, I'll call this folder June 9th. And there we go. So now there should be a folder called June 9th. Okay. Let's scroll down, of course, because let's look, J. There it is, June 9th, right there, okay? It doesn't have anything in it. It was created a few seconds ago. So I can go to upload here. I'll upload a folder, just a whole folder of all kinds of information, okay? And I'll go to my desktop, and everybody's very interested in Lamborghinis, it seems. So I'll do Lambo, the folder, click it. And what I'm doing is 21 files will now go from my computer to the network where they could be accessed from anywhere in the world. And I'll go to Lambo here, double click it, and you should get a bunch of pictures of how to draw a Lamborghini, okay? So here's number 9, pretty cool. Okay, would it be nice to have one? Yeah, I guess so. But the most important thing is with this picture of how to draw a Lamborghini, let me go into that folder again, just a second. You got to get the hang of it. So I'll go to OneDrive. June 9th. And I sort them from A to Z. And unfortunately, June's right in the middle, so I got to scroll down. Lambo should be here. I'll go into Lambo. What I could do with this, and I think you know this from your iPhone, whenever you have 3 dots, these are all your options, okay? So let's take a look what our options are under 3 dots. We have the ability to preview, share, copy link, delete, download. Download means I could put it on my own system. It goes into my downloads folder. Okay, you're very important to know your downloads folder. We go into here and we could share it with somebody. I could share it with somebody in our school system, okay? So I will do this. I will do this to A. Landry at Bridgeportedunet. So I'll click this, and I'll click send. I'll say, hi, Artie. Send, so I've shared it with me. I'm not going to delete it, although I could. This arrow is basically the same as share, and lo and behold, if I look here, guess what I just received? Arthur Landry shared 9 Lambo. So I happen to be at school, but you can see right now I can go right into here, and I have access on the share drive to that file. And I could share this with any of you, okay? And you would be able to see it. So there we go. It has these these virus protection programs that take a second for it to work. And there it is right there. There's that file. So we looked at Outlook to send emails. We look at the share drive to save and send files. These are all available to you with Office. I mean, with when you log into Bridgeportedu.net and click the Office 365. The other thing I want to discuss today is Teams. Most of us have Teams on our laptop. I have Teams on my Apple laptop. I have Teams on my desktop here. But let's suppose I was in San Diego, California, and I went to the library and oh shoot, I forgot to participate in the meeting with Ms. Smith. All I'd have to do is go to Bridgeportedu.net, put in A. Landry at Bridgeportedu.net, put in my password, and I go to OneDrive, I'd be here. So I have Outlook, Word, Perfect, all this stuff pretty straightforward. I would then click Teams. So when I click Teams, I get the network version of Teams. It's almost 99% the same as your normal version of Teams that you have on your laptop. You see what comes up here? I'm on the folder called Read School Morning Announcements. I can listen to that any day. I go back to Teams. I'll go to All Teams. And my first meeting of the day is actually with room 116. If I go into here, they know it's me. And if I had started the meeting, I could join Teams. So there you have it. I am functioning here on my computer using Office 365 as if I was ready for Teams. Now there's my email there. I'll close that. And it takes a little practice with this. But if you get in the habit of every day going home, and by the way, this will be all true all through high school for you. If you go home and log into Bridgeportedu.net, put in your student ID, okay, at Bridgeportedu.net, put in your password, you will have access, and click Office 365, you will have access to something like this, all these functions, and they're absolutely incredible for you, very powerful for you to use. And I wouldn't be talking about this if they weren't useful for you all through Read School and wherever you go to high school in the Bridgeport public school system. You will see this exactly the same way, exactly the same way. It's quite a powerful tool. And I'll give you one other thing before I leave here. If you had a job making $200,000 a year as an investment banker at some company in New York, you'd have the exact same capabilities. When they go into work, they log into Microsoft Office. They log into their website, their particular website. It could be A. Landry at jpmorgan.com or A. Landry at nyu.edu. If I went to New York University, I'm trying to think of a place in New York, where people go. But they log in and they see the very same screen. So if you can master this year, next year, and certainly going forward, you will be way ahead of the game when you leave school and go to workforce. And I have no doubt if you were to go to college, a vast majority of colleges have this type of interface. I know there's Google as well. It's actually very similar, but this is what you have right now. And since you're in Read School, you're going to have it for a minimum of another 5 years. So that's my meeting for today. I'm going to post this to YouTube, and I'm hoping that you will definitely use www.bridgeportedu.net all the time. It will make you very productive, and you'll have more time to do the things you want to do and please your teachers, get good grades, get into the right high school, etc. Thank you for your time today. We'll see you in school.